Hey all, welcome to Neon's Movie Reviews. I'm Neon, this is my buddy Nate. Um, Today we're going to be talking about a really odd pairing,
Odd couple.
odd couple of films. Barefoot in the Park and Family Guy's Star Wars episode Blue Harvest. Um, so, yeah, this originally started off. We were trying to figure out a movie to watch. I told him to pick a genre.
I picked rom-com.
Yep. And so originally I had suggested the Matthew Vaughn movie Stardust, but he didn't have a way to watch it, so we ended up landing on Barefoot in the Park. Um, and
I already knew that was a much different choice than what I was originally doing. I hadn't seen either one of them, but I already knew that was a much different choice.
Yes. Stardust is Barefoot in the Park is a 1967 comedy. I think it's directed by Gene Saks. It's based on the play by Neil Simon, and it stars Jane Fonda and Robert Redford. And basically, it's this new couple, Robert Redford and Jane Fonda. They just got off their honeymoon. They're moving into their new place, and what part of New York was it in again? Or did they say?
I don't remember.
Okay.
They did say.
Yeah, but it's
I almost felt like it was right down the street from their hotel where they stayed for
right.
an entire week because the movie starts with their
Yeah,
wedding day, first day of their honeymoon.
yeah. They're the opening credits. They're riding a horse-drawn carriage to the hotel for their honeymoon, and then yeah, you have a little montage of their honeymoon.
You have a montage of a buildup of newspapers outside of
Yes.
their honeymoon suite.
Yes, as they're in there for quite a few days. And then Robert Redford, he's got to go back to work. He's a lawyer, and she goes to go get the keys and get everything. Meet the movers for the new place. And there's a nice stoop of stairs, as they call it, out front. It's pretty good climb, and then they are on the fifth floor of this very tall apartment building. No elevator, all stairs, and yeah, it's a lot of people start coming through. Hilarity ensues. I don't want to give too much away, but basically, um, her mother, who is absolutely hilarious. She was probably one of the high points of the film.
Yeah, the way Jane Fonda kind of is speaking about her before you see her, I really expected the mom from the old Bewitched television series.
Yes.
And that's not what you get.
No.
As she's presented as a woman of wealth. She's walking around there very small. I don't even want to say modest. It's a small.
Yeah.
It's an efficiency apartment with two small side rooms, one for a restroom and well, when she opens up the bathroom, she goes, well, no bath. So either they only had a toilet and they were going to have to be sharing a communal bathtub, which I didn't think.
I got the
just took it to
impression
mean
it
it was
was
a shower.
Yeah.
And probably a
Well, because there was a bit there about her saying that he'll have to just take showers, and he's
Right.
just like, but I like a bath.
right.
Yeah.
But the mom, she's trying to actually make the best of it every time. She's like, well, no bath. All right, that's fine. I'm sure you got a large bedroom. And she opens the door and she's like, well, okay, I guess this is a closet, right? Like, where's the bedroom? Oh, no, that's the bedroom.
Yep, it is a closet, but we're gonna make it work as a bedroom.
Jane Fonda's plan is for them to get a small single.
Yes, a small single.
And her and Robert Redford. I mean, both in their prime, they're both skinny, but
Oh yeah.
two people on a small single? I mean, that's insane. That's like putting two people on a hospital cot.
Mm-hmm.
But she tries to make the best of it. Their upstairs neighbor, older gentleman,
Yes.
on their first night when they're sleeping there. He's coming in through their door, and Jane Fonda runs to the door. She's ready to clobber him. And his story is he actually lives upstairs from them. And it's like attic space.
Well, and
But he hasn't paid his rent in 4 months.
Right.
So the landlord, he's like, well, I'm locked out. And she's like, oh, well, I can help you get your key. And he's like, no, the lock's changed. That's what happens when you're 4 months late on your rent. But he's this really quirky older guy. Makes jokes about, he wants to be an old pervert. He's just not old enough yet.
Right.
Yeah. There are quite a few dated type humor scattered throughout the.
Oh yeah.
Nothing on the, as we said, nothing on the Mickey Rooney Breakfast at Tiffany's about cultural insensitivity, but there's a couple jokes that you can just be like.
They definitely
60s.
Yeah, they definitely time
Sorry, I apologize. There's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah. But just one note on that scene. So Robert the upstairs neighbor is meeting Jane Fonda alone while Robert Redford is in the bedroom trying to sleep. And they haven't been able to get the radiator to work. Nothing works. The skylight has a crack in it. There's this big chip missing out of it. And it's supposed to snow like that entire week. So he's giving Jane Fonda a hand with the radiator. He hoists her up. She's just wearing like her underwear and
like an overcoat.
Yeah,
and it's freezing in their apartment.
Right. And Robert Redford comes out at that moment with just this old man just like hoisting her up, one hand just right on her ass, and they just kind of freeze frame it there for a moment, and it's just like, oh, this is Mr. I'm blanking on his name, and he's our next door neighbor, he's helping us with the radiator. She's just that's how she is. She's just super chipper. And Robert Redford is just much more of a realist about the world. But it's
the upstairs gentleman has quite a culinary flair.
Oh yes.
When the mom comes over for a dinner, they have something that he insists that they eat in a very specific way.
Yes.
Again, I don't want to give too much away about
right.
And he insists they eat it in a very specific way. And not everybody eats it that way, and it results in a couple funny jokes. But myself being a former chef, I'm a huge foodie. I love. When you tell me you found a hole in the wall, I'm like, well, how small are we talking? The smaller the better. And so they come over for dinner. They have this thing. And he's like, okay, let's go out for dinner. And he takes them to an apartment building.
Right.
And he's telling them about the food, and he literally says, I'm not even sure if they have a license. And they walk into an apartment building, and they knock on the door, and they open it up, and it's like a speakeasy. It's like a foodie speakeasy. They walk in, and there's tables everywhere. I don't remember seeing gambling, but I remember seeing, people eating everywhere. I was just like, oh, this is, I want to know this old man.
Yes.
Like, please take me to some underground food lair. But, it was a good romantic comedy. I was a little surprised at the length for the time period that it came out.
It was only like, 90, 100 minutes?
It's close to 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
It's close to 2 hours, and so I was like, all right, this is probably about 15 to 20 minutes longer than I was expecting it to be. It's by no stretch of the imagination was I, upset with that extra time or anything.
Yeah.
When I checked the time, I was just like, oh, wow, almost 2 hours, okay. But as a romantic comedy, especially one for, if I want to watch something from a different time period, like those movies have a different feel to them.
Well, even the older ones from like the 40s and the 50s, they all have their own distinct kind of feel through the eras.
My favorite Dracula is the 30s, but like every time period has its own feel to it, and You know, if you're looking for something that has that feel to it, I think this. I don't think it's as yes, Breakfast at Tiffany's has some cultural issues, but no, it's not Breakfast at Tiffany's.
No, it's nothing to that level.
But I enjoyed the movie.
Yes.
I would easily give it 4 stars out of 5. I mean, overall enjoyment and everything. I liked it.
Yeah. No, I thoroughly enjoy this movie. As I said, this is a film that I've kind of grown up with. Like the yeah. For me, I'd agree. It's 4 out of 5. It's I just think the performances all around are just fantastic. Everybody in this is hilarious. The comedic timing is just spot on, and yeah, the pacing is just perfect. It's never.
Everybody, even small little parts.
Oh yeah, those are the best. Sometimes they are the standouts. Like the mailman who is in one scene is absolutely hilarious, and like there's a cable news or a cable
Telephone.
repair or telephone repairman. He's in like 2 scenes. He's another highlight of the movie. Like it's just it's you've got the Neil Simon is the
In today's day and age, I could see them taking both of those characters, the mailman and the telephone guy, and making a Step Brothers with the two of them.
yes, that oh god, that would be amazing. Oh, that would be so good.
Like, take those two characters and you put them in the same house as the odd couple, not odd couple, which was another thing about this movie.
Yes.
It had
It's the same writer as the Odd Couple. Neil's. It definitely has that stage play feel. And that also is why the limited cast all feel so strong. Is from the stage play. They all had their own role.
Right.
Like yeah, and it definitely has that feel to it. But it works very well. And it's one that I feel has aged pretty well. It definitely is dated in some of the humor, but there's not this film has aged very well in entertainment wise.
it would pass for my 7-year-old.
Oh yeah.
I would. There was nothing in there that was questionable that I think I would have to be like, oh man, those are the eyes.
Yeah. No.
Well, pretend you didn't hear that.
If anything,
Well, especially out with my mouth.
yeah. If anything, it's 20s and up that you might not want to show it to.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah. No, if you're a fan of film, classic films, this is definitely one I would recommend. Just looking for something for date night, this is a great movie. Or just a really fun comedy. It reminds me a lot of Money Pit if you've ever seen that. It's kind of a 60s version of that. But it's a lot of fun.
I mean, not nearly as much goes wrong with their house, but
No.
we were talking about that. I felt it kind of had that Money Pit meets the Odd Couple feel.
Yeah, it definitely. If you're expecting that combo, you will get what you are anticipating. But I think that's going to kind of wrap it for Barefoot in the Park.
I'm a Family Guy.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah, he's not a big fan. This is
This
something.
is probably the most Family Guy I ever watched in one sitting.
I've been trying to get him to see this just because he's a big Star Wars fan, and
Sure, I mean,
it's fine. Um,
I'm old enough that I've seen every single one of them in the theater on the original releases.
That's awesome.
That's
Ironically,
why I'm a nerd.
Ironically, we are both wearing Star Wars shirts.
I think I've worn a Star Wars shirt in every one of them.
It's kind of expected with you.
My Hamilton hat. if you know me, that's also probably expected of me.
Yep, that's very expected. But yeah, this is something I've been trying to get him to see because, like, while I personally enjoy Family Guy, I completely understand all the criticisms toward it. I just find it funny. But this is something that, regardless, I find very funny as a Star Wars parody, and it's one of the few Star Wars parodies that I think works. So,
Because we had talked about, and
we've had
that's
many
literally
conversations.
why we were putting this on the list, I'm sure, because
Yeah.
we talked about, um, I do love Spaceballs. Um, Spaceballs, um, I wouldn't say that I feel like I give it a pass. It earned its ability to make fun of a popular property and do it in a witty way. Um, I I've seen some, fan made posters recently, like, oh, Mel Brooks is gonna do it, and he's definitely said he's not. Um, but the one thing I've always hated about those fan fiction posters, they never used, the search for more money.
Right.
Like
That's
he,
a true
already,
title.
he already said what the sequel's gonna be.
Right.
But anytime Star Wars parodies in general, yes, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, but in general, I'm not a fan of parodies unless they're done well, unless they're done intelligently. I don't
Like
like.
Scary Movie 4. Perfect
I
example.
don't like any of the scary movies. That is the prime example of the parody I don't like. Like, what were the top 10 movies of last year? And let's just find a way to shoehorn random references or outright rip-offs of these into one movie,
Yeah.
and we'll make fun of it. Oh, okay. I mean, like, if you find a way to make money off of a bad script
Power to
that literally is making fun of things that made a lot of money, I just, okay, more power to you that you were able to make that money, but I'm just not interested in that kind of a parody.
you. Yeah.
But Spaceballs works for me. You've suggested some of the other ones I said never worked for me, are like Thumb Wars.
No.
I somebody was like, oh, it's the funniest Star Wars. I could not stand 45 seconds of that.
Well, I know how much you love Kung Pao.
Oh, that was somehow probably because that's the same guy, right?
I think so, yeah. I think it was
Yeah.
like feature-length
Yeah.
debut.
And then somehow he found a way to make a movie that was actually worse than that.
Mm-hmm.
I think Woody Allen's Empire is probably more riveting than that. If you don't know what that is, go look that up. Woody Allen Empire.
Well, is it Woody Allen or no? It's
Oh,
not
no.
Woody Allen.
Dang it! Why did I say Woody?
What's his name? Andy Warhol.
Andy Warhol. Why did I say Woody Allen? Sorry, another short guy with glasses. Two totally different people. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think any of Woody Allen's. I don't personally think any of Woody Allen's films are as interesting as Empire.
When you said that, I was like, oh, what movie is that? I don't know that movie. No, that's staying in.
Make it look like I knew that. But make it look like I didn't miss that. But in general, I don't like parodies, and so I thought this was going to be a much harder watch than it actually ended up being. I don't think Seth MacFarlane is an unintelligent comedian. When I see him on Graham Norton's show, or I see him on other things, I'm just like, I think he's hilarious. When I see him do stand-up, I think he's hilarious. Ted, I hated. I hated that movie. I've seen clips of Family Guy things that, even without knowing the context of the entirety of the episode, I still thought were funny. I love the.
Oh, that's a great one.
I love it. Yes, I don't like it for the most part. I always loved the South Park episode where they talked about how they used the manatees to talk about how they must come up with their jokes.
Yes.
On Family Guy. I was just like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, you know what? That's exactly it. I think the randomness of it is what I don't appreciate. But this, I'm gonna have to say, to me, had much more of another property that I love and accepts their full criticisms and parodies of. I shouldn't say criticisms. I accept everyone's criticisms. Parodies of Star Wars. Robot Chicken.
Yeah.
And I felt that this had a very kind of Robot Chicken-ish feel as far as the jokes.
Yes.
It was less of the, random. And then Joan Rivers came up and smacked me in the face.
No.
It wasn't any.
It was more of, hey, what if in this situation this was going on?
Right. And they bring up a lot of the common funny tropes about, you know, not necessarily plot holes, but just stupid things. Sometimes plot holes, but just stupid things about Star Wars. You know,
Yeah.
I absolutely love the what do we pay him by the laser? You know, like when they
I knew
refuse.
you would love that.
When they refuse to, you know, hey, there's no life forms aboard. What do we pay him by the laser? Because I always thought that was stupid. Like you're in a world where you know robots exist. Like, and even if you thought there weren't robots on there, the plans still might have been on there. Somebody might have thrown the plans on there and been like, we'll send the coordinates to where those go to somebody else.
Yep.
Well, wouldn't you still want to be like,
shuttle?
Wouldn't you still want to be like, you know what, we won't shoot that one because there's no life forms aboard, the plans might be there? Lord Vader. You know, like, hey, get somebody on the phone right now to let them know. You know,
yeah.
I mean, so
of course action
right. So I really liked it. It was short.
I felt most of the gags worked. Like they're like I love the after they fire off the Death Star. You know, there's that shot from inside where there's the two technicians that the laser goes right by them, and then it cuts back to them, and it's just like so. Yeah, it's just forget dental, forget insurance. Like I just want a railing right here.
I complained.
Yeah, and they said you'd be leaning on it all day.
Right. Well, they told me the reason they said they were going to be leaning on it. Yeah, I did. I liked every joke that was in there. I mean, like I don't know another way to pat a property that I don't normally, you know, watch. You know, I have to say, it could maybe inspire me to give a few other, you know, Seth MacFarlane's things, maybe a couple other.
Well, there
episodes.
There are two sequels to this. The next one is something Dark Side.
Okay.
And that's for
Empire.
Empire. Yeah. And then you have It's a Trap. That one I would say is the weakest of the three, but it's appropriate. It's for in my opinion, it's appropriate. I know you have a differing opinion on that, but we'll save that for a different video. That's its own video. But
just talking about the order that we put them in is its own video, even without talking about the movie.
Oh yes. Yeah. I'm glad to hear that you enjoyed that. Yeah, there's not much to say. It's Family Guy Blue Harvest. If you haven't seen it, go see it. Like it
takes up like less than an hour of your life.
It's 25 minutes at the most. I want to say. I think we watched the extended version because it was the DVD cut, so it did have some of the more obscene profanity kept back in and stuff like that. Family Guy. But yeah, I highly recommend it. I'm not gonna give a rating to a TV episode.
It was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yes.
Between a thumbs up and a thumbs down, I'll give it a thumbs up. You know, I'm not gonna be Joaquin Phoenix over here and hover in the middle.
No. But yeah, that's gonna wrap this video up. If you enjoyed this content, please give this video a like, subscribe for more. I definitely have a lot more reviews lined up and a couple more discussions.
So many movies in there, like, you don't understand. Yeah,
no, the goal is to watch every video or every movie in here and give some form of a review, whether it be a review discussion with my buddy Nate here or somebody else, or if it's just a solo review.
The next one we're going to discuss?
Next one we are going to be discussing is a movie called Predestination. This is, I'm blanking on what year it came out, but it is Ethan Hawke time travel film. And I would describe...
Another thing that I'm usually iffy on time travel, but
yeah.
I think it's lazy as a mechanism.
Yeah.
The subject matter, let's talk about it, let's get into it. But if it's the mechanism for which, if it's your MacGuffin, I hate that.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I have a soft spot for time travel. I can recognize its faults, but I love time travel stories. But for
So
me,
this was his pick.
yeah, this was our pick. Definitely stay tuned for that. Yeah, that's gonna wrap it up. Bye.